Nobody can predict the future, but the future will impact us. The more you know about the future or can imagine about the future, the better chance you have of being successful. Scenarios are used as a way to challenge established ways of thinking, to think so that you're not blindsided as an organization by changes in the external world. Things that are very impactful but outside of your control. That's where you need to be looking, and that's a little bit scary, I think, for some organizations to look at, and that's why using scenarios makes it something that we can talk about in a non-emotional way. You make it possible to have the conversation. The changes in the world will have more of an impact on Amsterdam than the other way around. Amsterdam will have less of an impact on the world than the world will have on Amsterdam. So that's why we need to be doing this. What's really fascinating is just this whole idea of having Amsterdam as a business model. You know, to describe a city in terms of business model where you're generating value is new. It's completely new. So we're going to be taking that business model and running that through the scenario. So you test your business model as a region through those different scenarios, and that's completely new, and that's very exciting. Where are you creating value? How are you creating value? And asking questions about how robust is that value creation system.
You're testing the robustness in all these scenarios?
Yes.
Kind of like a stress test?
Yes, it's like a stress test, exactly. And if you do it right, you should be able to create almost an early warning system so that when there's a certain scenario that looks like it's going to be happening, that you actually have a little test that say, oh, this is happening, so we're going this direction. Oh, okay, now we have to think about what our business model should look like to be even more robust. I think it is possible to use a triple helix model to create a scenario for a city, and actually it's maybe even necessary to use a triple helix model, because each of the parties will have different aims and different blind sides, and we can help each other recognize the blind sides and be less vulnerable.
Do you believe there are any other ways to look to the future besides scenario planning?
And besides a crystal ball.
Besides that?
I'm sure there are plenty of ways to look at the future other than scenario planning. There's plenty, if people are so intelligent, there's always plenty of ways to do this. This is a way that we feel comfortable with doing it, and that we understand, and that we think stretches our imagination and stretches and makes us more competitive. The world should be watching how Amsterdam takes on our scenario planning.